Sairam students, welcome back. Today we'll be doing our last lesson in geography. Yes, in our earlier lesson, that is chapter number 10, we learned about human settlements. We are going to learn something new in this lesson. Yes, so what is the lesson which we are going to learn? It is chapter 11, contour maps and landforms. Now, what is this contour maps and landforms? Okay, so before we learn that, there is an activity which has been shown over here. It is pictures which will be shown as to understand what does these contours means. Okay, so let's see. Over here, you can see, take a large oblate shaped potato and other required items are shown above. So what is what is it that they are taken? Okay, you can see potato is taken, a pen is there, scale is there, a knife is there, and a paper is there. So these are the things taken. Large oblate shaped potato, okay, is taken. And then see the second picture. The second picture over here. Second picture, this is the first picture. The second picture you can see. Observe how a potato appears when seen from the front and when seen from above. From from above, draw an outline of the potato in your notebook. Okay, so you can try this activity, just drawing it. Don't use this knife and all to do this activity. You can just see it over here on in the video. Okay, so a potato is taken. Now why we need a potato? Yes, you must be wondering why teacher is showing us to use a potato. Let's see. Okay, so cut the potato into two parts so that each part has a flat base. So that oblate potato which is taken, you have to cut it into two parts so that a flat base. When you cut, you get a flat base. So that flat base is there. So this is the flat base which we are talking about. This is the flat base. Yes, this is the flat base which we are talking about. Fine. Next, rest the half of its base, of its flat base, and measure its height in millimeters. Okay, so over here you can see the potato is put on a paper. Yes, the flat base is put on a paper, and then its height is being mentioned using a scale, that is it's using millimeters. What is it using? The height is to be measured in millimeters. Okay, next, this is our potato hill. The tapering side of the potato is the hilltop. Okay, so this is the potato hill which we are talking about, and this is the hilltop. Okay, so this is the hilltop. The tapering side of the potato is the hilltop. Now what are we going to do using this potato? Okay, draw circles, each going around the hill, one near the top and the other close to the base. Keep sufficient distance between the circles. The circle near the top will be smaller. Okay, so in the picture you can see drawing two circles, one at the top, yes, and one at the base. So where the circles are being drawn, I'll show you. One will be drawn over here, one will be drawn at the base over here. Okay. Okay, then now the teacher will slice the potato on these circles. If you would have been in school, we would have done this, in the classroom itself, you would have understood it. Okay, so where the circles are being made, two circles are made. So over through that circle, the round circle, we have to slice the potato. Do not separate the slices. You're going to slices, but you're not going to separate the slices. So to keep it intact, insert a toothpick or a piece of pointed stick through the slices vertically. It's shown in the picture how you have to show it, so that this toothpick is used. Yes, and vertically it is being inserted in the sliced potato. Okay, then you can see using how it has been drawn. Fine. Without removing the toothpick, place the sliced potato on a piece of paper. Moving a pencil along the edge of the lowest slice drawn, draw its outline. It will be nearly circular in shape. So you can see the potatoes, the flat base is put down first, and a edge of the lowest slice is drawn. Okay, so it will be basically circular in shape. Okay, then similarly two circles were drawn. So after drawing the outline of the flat base, pull the toothpick upwards, remove the lowest slice delicately and keep it aside. repeat the same procedure for the other. So in this picture you can see the first base, which is the bigger base, they have drawn. This circle was drawn. For the next, the second part where the it was cut, this was circle was drawn, and for the third one this circle was drawn. So three circles were drawn. Okay, so observe the figure that is formed after the exercise is complete. You will note that you have drawn three concentric circles. Yes, so we can see that we have drawn three concentric circles. Okay, so concentric circles are drawn. So what do you mean by concentric circles? Concentric circles means where its center is the same. Okay, where the center will be same. In this figure you can see we have three circles drawn. We have drawn three circles. So the center will be here for all the three circles. Yes, so circles which have a common center are called as concentric circles. Okay, so after drawing this we have a potato hill sketch. Okay, the contour line interval is, so the height is being measured. First was 0 millimeters, it was asked to measure in millimeters. The second slice was taken, it was at a height of 30 millimeters. The next one was at a height of 60 millimeters. Yes, so this is the contour line interval over here. Yes, this is the contour line interval, this between this and between this. Okay, so this is the potato hill sketch. Now why this was needed to be drawn? Yes, contour line interval. So here this word is given, contour. Now what does it mean? Let's see. Okay, drawing two-dimensional pictures of three-dimensional objects. Yes, now we are talking about the potato hill. Yes, so we will take that example only. For example, mountains, hills are three-dimensional figures. Yes, mountains or hills, they are three dimensions. They have three dimensions. So they are three dimensions. Now, being the case of the potato, we could slice it and draw the contours. But in reality, it is not possible to make the slices of mountain or any other landform and place on paper or a ground to draw two-dimensional picture of the landform. Yes, it's not possible. You cannot pick up a mountain, cut it slices and then draw the contours. Yes. So for that, how are these contours used for these three-dimensional objects? Mathematical and survey methods are applied to draw a two-dimensional picture of a three-dimensional object. Yes. So mountains, hills are three-dimensional things. So to draw the two-dimensional picture, what are the methods used? Mathematical and survey methods are applied. Okay. Contour lines. Now what are contour lines? Contour lines join the places with the same altitude on a map. Altitude means height. So contour lines join the places with same altitude on a map. Generally, contour lines do not cross each other. In that case of the potato hill also, we could see the circular circles which were drawn. Yes, they are not intersecting each other, they are not crossing each other. If contour lines are closer to each other, the slope is steep. If the distance between the contour lines is more, the slope is gentle. The contour lines on the map represent isolines. Okay, now for example, we read this. See this point over here, these 2 points we'll see. If contour lines are closer to each other, the slope is steep. If the distance between two contour lines is more, the slope is gentle. So this we can understand from this picture over here. Over here you can see the distance between, yes, the distance between this contour line and this contour line, here and here, you can see it is more. Means over here the slope will be gentle, whereas over here you can see the distance is close. This is far off distance, so distance is close, so you will have a steep slope over there. Yes, so if the contour lines are closer to each other, the slope is steep, and if the distance between two contour lines is more, then the slope is gentle. Okay, so this is a contour of a hill. Okay, so on this side you will have a gentle slope, and on this side you will have a steep slope. This side you will have a steep slope. Over here you will have a gentle slope. Fine. So if the contour lines, if the distance between two contour lines is more, you will have a gentle slope, and if it is closer to each other, you will have a steep slope. These are what are these are isolines of height or equal altitude. These are drawn by joining the places of equal height. These help in identification of landforms, determine the amount of slope. Okay, so based on this contour lines you can find out if it is a hill, if it is a mountain, if it is a plateau, in different types of landforms which you have. So these contour lines help in identification of landforms, and also the amount of slope, whether it's a steep slope, a gentle slope, or whether it is a very steep slope. All this is determined through contour lines. Okay, while studying different landforms on the surface of the earth, one has to take into consideration various facets of landforms like altitude, relief, slope, direction of the slope, and the drainage. For this, maps prepared using particular methods are used. These are known as contour maps. These maps help us to understand the above characteristics of the landforms. These maps are of immense use to mountaineers, trekkers, soldiers, defense officers, etc. These maps prove to be of great use in the planning of a region too. Okay, so when we are learning about, when studying different landforms on the surface of the earth, one has to take into consideration various facets, means various criteria, various features of the landforms like the altitude, height, relief, slope, direction of slope, and drainage. Yes, so what does it have to take into consideration? Altitude, relief, slope, direction of slope, and the drainage. So these things have to be taken into consideration. Okay, so these faces, these features of landforms need to be taken into consideration. Okay, so for this, yes, to find out all this, maps prepared using particular methods are used. Yes, to find out all by after taking all these things into consideration. So these maps which are prepared after taking all these facets of landform into consideration, they are called as contour maps. Yes, and these maps, yes, help us to understand the above characteristics of the landforms. Means if you have these contour maps, you will know what that landform, what type of landform it is. And these contour maps are of immense use, means it is helpful to the mountaineers. Yes, those who go to the mountainous regions, they know where the slope is gentle, where the slope is steep. Yes, so which region has the steep slope, the what is the direction of the slope, what is the flow of water over there. So all these things come to is known to the mountaineers, trekkers, soldiers, defense officers, etc. And these maps prove to be of great use in the planning for a region as well. If a region, if a mountainous regions need to be developed, so if these contour maps are there, so with the help of these, various steps can be taken for the planning of a particular region. Okay, now these contour lines, how are they helpful to the farmers as well? Okay, in order to reduce soil erosion, trenches are dug in the direction perpendicular to the slope of land. Yes, how do farmers benefit through these contour maps? Yes, so if there is a soil erosion, yes, means we have learnt about soil erosion as well. So in order to reduce the soil erosion, trenches are dug. This also we have learnt. Yes, in direction perpendicular to the slope of the land. Means if the land is, for example, if this is the slope of the land, yes, it the trenches will be dug perpendicular at a 90 degrees angle. Yes, perpendicular to the slope of land. Fine. The trees are planted along the trenches. So to stop the soil erosion, trees are planted along the trenches, And when farmer digs out trenches, he will be careful in maintaining the level. He will see to it that the level is maintained, so that if the level is not maintained, the soil will become loose and it will get washed away. So all this helps even the farmers in digging out trenches. Yes. So this contour maps and landforms, we learnt about how to draw the potato hill sketch. Yes, using slicing the potato into two halves. Yes, and then using the flat base, drawing a circle for the first flat base. Then drawing two circles on the potato, one at the top and one at the bottom, and then slicing it, but not separating the slices. But inserting a stick into it and keeping it intact, and then later on, one after the other, putting the other slices and drawing the circles, the concentric circles which we saw. Concentric circles are the circles which have a common center. Okay, so that way we could see the potato hill sketch. Okay, contour lines, which lines or isolines which join equal places of equal height. Yes, and these contour maps also we saw that they are helpful to the mountaineers, trekkers, soldiers, defense officers, etc. And to make contour map, certain facets of landforms need to be taken into consideration. That is the slope, the direction of the slope, the relief, the altitude, and the drainage. Okay, and for this, contour map, after taking all these things into consideration, particular maps are being made, and these maps are called as contour maps. Okay, so I hope children, you have understood this lesson, chapter number 11 of geography, contour maps and landforms. Okay, so till then, stay safe children, have a good day.